Would you ever have that situation back home where a whole bunch of strangers, you're walking down the street and a whole bunch of strangers say like, hey, come into my house, eat my food, drink my beer, and we don't want anything for it? Good morning from the madness of Saigon. I'm just waiting to cross the road now. I might be here all day, you never know. Anyway, day 4 for me here. I'm in some random part of Saigon now. I'm loving this city. See, I move around quite a lot, and now that international travel's resuming and countries are opening up, I plan to travel a whole lot more. So after living in Thailand for a year, I can't help but compare. Every time I go somewhere else, I can't help but compare it to Thailand. And Vietnam is the first place that I've been to in quite a while that I think, man, I love this place. I could actually live here. Now, I know I've only been here for like 4 days, but it's actually my 3rd time visiting here, and as soon as I got back here, I remembered how much I do love this place. I love cities, I love busy places, and look, like, this is madness. And then this is a really big factor in me loving Vietnam. So the food here, it's not only awesome, it's also really healthy for you, which is amazing. You know, living in Thailand for the last year, I've been spoiled. Thailand has some of the best food in the world. And then before that, when I lived in Korea, the food there is amazing as well. For me, honestly, it's a really important factor in deciding where I want to live. As an example, I love the Philippines. You know, I've been there many times. I love the people. It's beautiful when you travel around there, and it's an amazing place to travel. But in my honest opinion, the food is lacking, and that's something that is important for me. You know, a big part of my day each day is factored around what I'm having for lunch. Oh my God, that's amazing. Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh man, awesome lunch. That was like $1 or something ridiculous. That's another great thing about here. So today I'm just walking around exploring a completely different part of the city. I wanted to get out of the tourist area, so now I'm in District 10. I don't know anything about here. I'm just wandering around and checking the place out. So it's really interesting walking around different parts of the city and seeing everywhere, you know, it's so different from district to district. One thing's the same everywhere you go is the people are all so friendly here. So I'm staying in District 1, which is very much the tourist district, and while it's great, there's a lot of conveniences and it's a nice part of the city, it's also, it gets a little bit frustrating. There's so many street hustlers. You know, I thought Bangkok was bad for this, but you can't go 10 meters down the road without someone trying to take you on a bike somewhere, someone trying to sell you something, people selling like cocaine everywhere. But everyone wants to take you on a tour or show you something or clean your shoes or sell you sunglasses or something. It gets quite frustrating after a while. But that's what you get for staying in the tourist areas, I guess. traffic is a really interesting thing here. The traffic is crazy, as you would have seen all those shots. Like, there's bikes everywhere, but actually, being that everyone's on bikes, the traffic actually flows really well. And if you want to get around by car, I'm in a Grab right now, it actually flows really quickly. The traffic here is surprisingly, it's better than Bangkok for getting around in a car anyway. Someone asked if I wanted to rent a bike and get around in the city that way, and there's not a chance in hell I'm riding a bike out there. Another great thing here is all the little restaurants and the small bars. Great places to hang out. So like during the day I shoot these videos, and then at nighttime, most nights I'm out socializing with friends. I'm not always drinking, I felt like a beer today. I've walked like 14 kilometers. I've earned this. There's also a great network of expat owned businesses here. So a mate of mine from Australia, he owns a restaurant here and has been taking me to other little expat owned places, and there's a great community here of expats, and I've been eating some amazing food, hanging out in really cool bars. I'm loving this place. But I think on top of all these things, the biggest draw card for me is the people. You know, if you remember my first day here, I got invited by a whole bunch of strangers into their house to hang out and drink, and they fed me, and it's like, would you ever have that situation back home where a whole bunch of strangers, you're walking down the street and a whole bunch of strangers say like, hey, come into my house, eat my food, drink my beer, and we don't want anything for it. I think the only other thing I need from living in a big city is to be not too far away from the beach. So I like to sort of get out of the city every couple of weeks, go spend some time by the ocean. And I've just been doing a bit of research. I found out there's a beach about 2 hours from here. I'll be visiting there very, very soon. Stay tuned.